Greetings, everybody. Greetings, Sir Markadoo here, your economic evangelist and your heart of a hustler. Oh, yeah, it's good to be back. Oh, yeah. I haven't done a broadcast since the new year. Happy New Year's to everybody. God bless you. I hope that everything is going well so far. And I hope that, some of the New Year's resolution be coming true. Matter of fact, I want you to put in the feed for people that are coming in. I want you to put in the feed, what's the name of your company? What's the name of your company? What's the name of your organization? And we want to know about what your goals are for this year. And we got some people on tonight. We're going to have a great broadcast, and we're going to be talking about money and business and how things are working with this whole new year. How's it going? And it's a pleasure to be back to serve you, and I just hope that everything is going well. And I got get my wrong brand up there. I sure do. Let me see. Let's put a brand out there. There you go. All right. And then, again, my name is Sir Markadoo. I'm your economic evangelist. And this is being brought to you by Heavenly Body Products, where we help God's people prosper. So are you one of God's people? I'm talking about you. Also being brought to you by ChronicKiller.com. That's right. If you need to reach me, you want to talk to me about anything about doing business, we're going to try to create something. I haven't even spoken to Natasha or Chris Seabrook about what the possibilities can be in Stonecrest. If you're a resident of Stonecrest, if you do business in Stonecrest, the city of Stonecrest, you're in for a treat. There's a lot of great things that's getting ready to happen in Stonecrest, the city of Stonecrest. So if you ever, now watch this. Have you ever thought you want to do business in Stonecrest? You said, or Georgia. Tonight is going to be your night. I'm telling you, if you need to reach out to me, there go my phone number. I ain't scared of you. There you go, right there. Just give me a holler, text me, whatever you have to do. This is also being brought to you by the Black Billionaires Club. That's right, where they help you level up and level out. Okay, tonight, broadcast is about one-on-one with Sir Markadoo. Please share, please like. If you hear any comments, just start loving. Just start loving. Let's go. That's right. Go check out SirMarkadoo.com real quick and see what's going on over there. We get ready to tighten that up just a little bit more. If you or your family want to come down take a tour of the warehouse, some of you have been talking about increasing your wealth this year. Well, this is going to be a great stop right here. Come by, take a tour, and let's get busy let's make some money, okay? We need each other, and you know that, and we must band together right now. And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. So let's just get there, okay? We're going to give you tonight, we're going to give you access and exposure to the city of Stonecrest. It's going to be awesome. All you mothers out there that want to be entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs, we're gonna go ahead and I'm telling you, my sister Natasha Cameron is gonna enlighten you on some of the things that she's doing in this community. And without further ado, I think we need to go ahead and get this thing started. And don't forget, this is about family business. We're family business. Let's get this party started. Happy New Year to y'all again. It's great to be back. Please like and share. Tell some people I'm on. Get them on the air. Somebody tell my man Evan Jefferson that we're on. I'm sure I forgot to tell him this day. I was busy. Okay? I'm telling you with a Z on the end. Yes, indeed. So let's get right into it and let y'all know what this is all about. This is a one-on-one with Natasha, and brother Seabrook of the Stonecrest Chamber of Commerce. Okay, So we're going to go ahead and take this off the air, and we're going to go ahead and get this started. I'm going to bring in my first guest, and this is Natasha. Hey, Natasha.
Hi.
What's going on with you?
Everything. How are you?
I like that everything. I'm doing great. It's great to be busy, but it seems like we've been hoping that we could do this thing for some time now. We're finally doing it.
Yeah.
What I want to do before we get started, I want you to tell my listeners, because this is huge for us, as you know what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the world right now. But before we really get going, let me show you a couple of things. I got my sister right here, Indeed. What's going on, Sister Clark? She's in the house. We also got Nedra Murphy here. She said, "Greetings, King. Greetings to you. Stonecrest is the best." I like that. We need to tag that now.
Right. Stonecrest is the best. I like that.
I'm going to use that. Indeed, family. Indeed. Oh, brother Evan, tell Evan Jefferson that we're in the house and we get ready to start. This is some of the people he gonna want to know. Some of you elite business partners, we want to really get you all moving in the right direction. Okay, we have to hook up. Okay, I see Sister Yvette is in the house. Okay, how you doing, Boston Strong? Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, we got brother Christopher Seabrook in the wings as well. We're gonna invite you in a minute, brother C. Gray. We see Seabrook. We see you back there. How you doing? There you go. All right, let's get this started. Okay. All right, sister. The first thing I want to ask: who are you? What do you do? And why you do what you do?
Okay. So my name is Natasha Cameron. I am a mompreneur, which basically means I'm a mom first, but I also successfully operate several small businesses, a nonprofit. I'm a newly published author, and I serve on the board of directors for the Stonecrest Chamber of Commerce. I have two sons, 22 and 13, and one daughter, 4. And then I have 3 bonus children and 2 little ones that my oldest bonus daughter allows to call me Gigi, which is why I call myself a mompreneur. I own Thomas Williams Management, which is a property management company based out of Stonecrest, Georgia. And then I also have a beauty supply store, which is in Conyers, Georgia. And then I am the founder of Cameron's Angels Foundation, where we focus on women entrepreneur mentorship, self-worth building, the gift of sisterhood, and accountability. So yeah, that's what I have going on right now. I recently self-published an ebook called How to Launch a Beauty Supply Store, and I am a co-author of Soul Prize, which was released in October of last year.
Oh, you're a busy lady. So
yeah.
First thing I want to really talk to you. We already talked really a little bit about the entrepreneur, but why did you become an entrepreneur though?
So, dating back to, almost 20 years ago, I always had a different grind about how I did things, and working for someone else just never cut it for me. And I say 20 years, and people probably are looking like, how old is she? But yeah, I have enough under my belt to be looking back 20 years. And so I just never really, I was never really comfortable working for someone else. I always wanted or needed something more. And really the only way I felt like I could do that was to kind of do my own thing. So it really didn't hit me until after I had my first son, when I was like, okay, I have to do something different to make sure that I leave a legacy for my children's children. And so that's when I just was like, I'm gonna jump out there. And then starting out, when I went to school, I actually went for criminal justice. I wanted to be a youth probation officer. So I worked at a couple of schools. I'm originally from DC, so Washington, DC. And so I worked for a couple of schools for children with learning disabilities and behavioral issues who may have just came out of like some type of transitional home or youth boot camp or something like that. And one summer I decided, okay, I didn't want to not work for the summer. summer because it was a school. So every summer we were off. And I decided that I was going to go and just send my resume to a couple of places to get a summer job. And so that's what I did. And one of the biggest property management companies on the East Coast at the time contacted me for administrative assistant position. So I took it, went in there, and then everything shifted. I no longer wanted to do criminal justice. So what I went to school for was out the window, and I decided to pursue a career in the property management, which is under the real estate field. And just so happened, I ended up kind of being a mentee of another Black young woman who had kind of, climbed the rope pretty quickly within the company. And she was just like, she wanted me to be a part of everything. She wanted me at every meeting. Even though I was just still like an admin, she invited me to meetings. She told me to go get my credentials, and she kind of really mentored me into where I am today. And so from there, I kind of just started watching how they were doing things, how the company was set up, and how money was rolling in. And I'm like, as a property manager, I was doing all the work for the big guys to kind of sit back and collect the check. So I'm like, it was a no-brainer. I'm like, okay, well, I just need to start my own company. And that's what I did. So in 2012, I branched out and started my own management company. And each of my companies have my name or one of my children's name. So when they say hustle for your last name, that's important for me. I didn't go out here and try to be creative and come up with some type of, name that had nothing to do with my family's legacy. Thomas Williams Management is my maiden name and my oldest son's last name. So I combined that and came up with that for that. AD Beauty and Hair is my two youngest children's initials, Alima and Dylan. So we are actually hustling for our name. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the power right there. And you said a lot right there. But there's one other thing that I really wanted to, within that is the angel, the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about the angel.
Cameron's Angels
Foundation.
So Cameron's Angels was started back in 2012. Cameron is my married name. And so basically, initially I just started out, I knew I wanted to give back. I've always been that person to try to help in my community, give back, do different things like that. And so initially I started out doing just like book bag drives for Thanksgiving, giving out plates. And then finally about 3 years ago, it hit me what I really wanted Cameron's Angels to be about. And it was women entrepreneurship, because I was a woman entrepreneur, a mompreneur. And so with that, I just decided to kind of make the focus not just on, setting up and doing stuff in the community, but really for a focus where women can come together, hold each other accountable, help each other self-worth build. Like I said, just the gift of sisterhood. So every Wednesday, I actually have a meeting with other women that are entrepreneurs, and we kind of get together, bounce things off of each other, try to help or assist each other with whatever we're lacking. We barter services. So if someone's good at Excel spreadsheets and I might be good at some web design, we barter services for the week. We may, I may give somebody an hour worth of my time and vice versa. And then we just, like I said, we just get together. Of course, because of COVID right now, we're kind of doing things via Zoom or other social media ways. But yeah, we typically meet. It's called Women Crushing Goals Wednesday. So we typically meet and kind of go over those things. And actually, let me thank you, because in December we did have our women's brunch, and you donated a ticket for one of the women to be able to attend. So thank you very much for that.
You're so welcome. I really love doing that, and and hearing dealing with hearing you as a woman, and and I really one of my biggest focuses on helping women prosper. I want to ask you a question about balance. Work, life, children. Because it can be intimidating for the average woman to be able to say, how am I going to start something for myself? And I have these children and jobs and this and that. So tell us a little bit about the balance that it takes for you.
So work-life balance for me, I mean, luckily for me, I have a really strong support system. Shout out to my mom because she really helped, put all the pieces together for me. But for someone who may not have that luxury, I would just say first things first. The main thing that can keep anyone from their goals is themselves. Like 99% of doing what you want to do, whether it's being an entrepreneur or even if you are, employed, you have to show up. So without showing up, you can't really do anything. So I would say that's the first thing. And then identifying your triggers. When it comes to gaining control of whatever you're trying to do, your business, you have to already have like a predetermined notion that I'm going to do this.
Wow.
Set those goals, and then implement things to make sure you're able to knock those things out. You can't just like if things get hard, just walk away and just say, oh well, this is not for me. You have to kind of put in the work. You have to just show up. Like I said, showing up is 99% of success.
That's awesome. And I know you're a member of the board, or and a couple of the with the board of the which two boards are you with?
So I am on the board at Stonecrest Chamber of Commerce, but I'm also a member of the Conyers Chamber of Commerce. How
did that come about? You getting involved with these chambers like that?
So honestly, the Chamber of Commerce for any community, small community, I mean, it's known that they are there to basically help your business kind of interact with the community. So once I started doing my research, I was just like, okay, I think I want to be a part of this chamber. And, and you can be a part of multiple chambers, especially if you want your business to kind of grow outside of just your community. That's how you kind of come abreast of what's going on in your community, what's going on in surrounding communities, because everything starts there. Everything business starts there. Other businesses are a part of it. So it's kind of like a big networking chain. And so once I just kind of researched, it was a no-brainer to be a part of Conyers Chamber. And then, of course, my property management company is here in Stonecrest. And then I also reside in Stonecrest. So that was a no-brainer because this is my community. So that's what made me be a part of both.
Well, you being a part of something like that, and it encouraged me to be a part of it too. And that's why I joined last month. And we're going to talk more about that. And we're going to bring Mr. Seabrook up. And I think he hopefully he's still, there you go. And we're going to bring him on in. What's up, brother? Christopher. There you go. How you doing, Christopher?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. And so
hey, Natasha.
Yes, I want to welcome you to the broadcast. And I want you to do the same thing I asked Natasha. Just tell me who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Okay, so first, thank you for having me on your broadcast. The reason why I'm on the broadcast is because I'm the president of the Stonecrest Chamber of Commerce, but I'm also a serial entrepreneur as well. So I own an insurance agency, real estate. I'm getting into real estate investing. So I've got a real estate investing company that we're looking to get properties in, and then I also have an e-commerce business. My wife also has a couple of businesses or whatever going on as well. So we're very entrenched in the life of entrepreneurhood, and very passionate about working with entrepreneurs. And that's kind of how the whole process of getting involved with the chamber came about. Was I was thinking about good ways to do more business and connect with more individuals in our local community. And for those who aren't familiar, Stonecrest is only about I think we're 4, this will be the 4th year for Stonecrest. And so, we're in the early phases, and it just made sense for there to be a chamber that would support the growth and the initiatives of our local community.
Amen. All right. So, so what was transpiring in your life to make you just, you know what? I want to be a part of this chamber, and I'm going to be the president of the chamber.
So again, kind of having a business, my goal, my business is sales. I guess most businesses are have some sort of component to sales. But, I always think about the different networking events and activities and stuff that occur, but they happen in Atlanta. And there are tons of businesses out our way, and it just didn't make sense to have all of these great businesses and entrepreneurs and individuals that want to grow and develop our community go and spend money in another community and then have to leave an event late at night or whatever to travel back home when you could just be 5 or 10 minutes away from your house or whatever because you're right here in the community.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So how many members are there right now in the chamber?
Right now, there are 36 members, I believe, if my count is correct.
Well, that's good to know, because now, I want to be part of the team to encourage more businesses to join the chamber. That's what I do. I believe I can get a lot more members, because I think that's what it's all about, to come together and create something. What is the real the process to being part of any chamber? And then what about, first let's answer about our chamber, and then
So for our chamber, it's pretty simple. You can go to www.stonecrestchamber.com, and the application is right there on the website. But occasionally I'll have individuals who want to have conversations. So Natasha is actually over membership, so she's a great ambassador in sharing information about the chamber. But I'll have people who call in, and if you call and have questions about filling out the application, or what are some of the benefits, or just different resources that are specific to your industry or to your business, then we try to make sure that we can be the best resource that we can by figuring out what it is that you want to accomplish by joining the chamber, and then kind of relaying the way that you can kind of make that happen.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about the other chambers thing. I like that. So Natasha, you part, so I didn't know. Well, I kind of got a hint of it. You might have told me, but that's why she kind of recruited me.
Yes.
But she helped me kind of make sure everything was filled out right. And the biggest thing that I really realized is that this is a young chamber.
Yes.
It's a fresh new chamber. And
Which Chris started, right, Chris?
How long?
Yeah.
Chris started.
How long?
Yeah. So again, since the city was pretty new, my goal, my thought process when I initially sought after a chamber, so I didn't necessarily want to found a chamber or start a chamber or even be the president of the chamber. It just kind of came to pass because nobody else was doing it. And so, going through the process of, being a part of chambers, or I guess taking the experiences that I've had with being a part of other chambers, and then using the U.S. Chamber of Commerce as a guide, that just kind of helped me kind of lay out the groundwork. And, since then, we've been able to make a lot of great relationships with local organizations, and then organizations like the Georgia Women's Chamber of Commerce.
Nice.
And other chamber presidents. There's actually an association of chamber executives to gain insights into how to be a great resource for businesses, and then also listening to our members. One of the best things about being a small chamber is that your voice can be heard, right? We still have a lot of room to be shaped and developed to make sure that we can try to be the best thing that we can be, for not only for the businesses, but also for the growth of the community.
Well, that's a good point. And and with that being said, then what are some of the services and workshops does the chamber offer for small businesses like myself?
Fantastic. So COVID has brought up a phenomenal opportunity for businesses to get funding and resources that they may or may not have been able to get on their own, or outside of this situation. So one of the workshops that we've done has been sharing information about the EIDL, so the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, and the PPP Paycheck Protection Program loan with the SBA. Basically sharing information on how to utilize those resources or how to take advantage of those funds. And we've actually done several workshops with Google. So we are a Google partner. So we tell you how to let's talk about individuals who may have their business, but may not necessarily have a website or may not necessarily know the exposure that they can get with Google. So we've done workshops to tell you how to do Google My Business. We've done marketing workshops. We've done workshops on how to use QuickBooks, essentially just providing that resource and, giving you an opportunity to connect with other business owners that may be a little bit further than where you are, might be right at the level that you're at or a little bit behind you, so that everybody can kind of build off of each other's experiences. And again, take your business further based on.
Uh-oh. Oh, got a glitch. Okay. We got a glitch. Okay. So we might have to go out and come back in. But Natasha, you may be able to help us with this while Chris maybe got stunned a little bit and he's sitting right.
Yeah, not a little.
I want to know, this is very important. Who can really become a member? Do you have to be a part of the city of Stonecrest to be a member? Because it's time for us to start leveling up in that space. We can do some damage. I'm looking forward to doing some great work with the chamber because I know it will expand once some great, other minds come together.
Right. No, any business can actually be a part of the chamber. If you're doing business in the city of Stonecrest, or even in surrounding areas, and you want to be a part of the chamber so that you can grow your business out in this area, you can apply to be a member. So you don't have to live here. Your business doesn't have to be here. You don't have to necessarily be doing business here already. You could actually be trying to start doing business here, so you can become a member of the chamber.
So, Chris, I allowed Natasha to ease one of your questions and share.
There we go.
Answer. So we
Teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. And she was answering something on how to become a member. Now, if somebody was living in Roswell, why would they want to be a member in Stonecrest?
So it would depend on what their goals are. So for instance, maybe their business is located in Roswell, but they live in Stonecrest. And you want to see the businesses in your area do well because that generally will mean better potential business opportunities. Better businesses can potentially come out to the area, and it gives you more of an opportunity to spend more money in your community.
Yes.
Perhaps your business is located someplace else. So for instance, my main office is in Atlanta, but my goal would be to do more business with people who live in my community, because if I need to go out and see you or connect with you, it would be great to be able to run into you at the grocery store as opposed to having to drive on the other side of town. So being in a chamber that's close to where you live or close to where your office is beneficial, just because, your goal, I guess you have to decide what your goal is. If your goal is to do business with people in a specific community, then it would be good to be a part of that chamber. If your office is in that area, then it would also be good for you to be kind of keyed in so that you know the things that are going on around you.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And because if someone wants to really be a member, I know you probably said, but let me say it again, how to become a member? What should they do?
So again, you visit www.stonecrestchamber.com, and there is a link on the left side that says join the chamber. me make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Yep, it says join the chamber. And basically, you just fill out the application. From there, if there are any questions, you can reach out to myself, or you can reach out to our membership chair, Natasha Cameron, and get information about, or I guess information about filling out the application, or information about different programs that we may have, and how you can benefit from being a part of the chamber.
This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm very much intrigued about this chamber. I never joined the chamber before. And Natasha started talking about it, and kind of like it felt a little bit more intriguing. And now that I'm in, and now that I met you, I would like to meet you again. And I think I believe what we could do, if you like it, that maybe get to a space where I can start interviewing the members, once a week.
Sure.
A new member came in, maybe that's part of the package. They could be able to get an interview, on one-on-one with Markadoo to expose them and give them more exposure. And that's another thing about bringing other businesses from other places, and live here. We need to bring more action, more business, consumers. We need more consumers in the city of Stonecrest. And that's what I want to be a part of, to be able to work with Will Settles or Irish Settles and some of them people, and allow this whole thing to kind of develop, to mushroom,
Right.
become a good thing to be able to get interviews and be able to meet with some of these people at the same time and be able to cross market. I think that's going to be wonderful to recruit, like I said, recruit other talent, which is customers.
Yeah.
Around our city. How you feel about that?
That sounds good. That sounds good. I mean, anything that's going to be a resource for our businesses or for our members that they find value in is something that we want to promote. As far as bringing consumers, I mean, we want to try to have we can to support our businesses. But as you can see, I mean, Stonecrest is booming. There's probably, between now and the end of the year or whatever, it wouldn't surprise me if there's 600, maybe over 1,000 houses that are built here in our community.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I'd like to see a lot of younger, stronger business owners able to participate in the chamber and in that world, and see some of the things they can get out of it. That's the main thing. What is the? I'm going to ask that question again to both of you. What is it that when someone joins the City of Stonecrest Chamber, and what will they get for that?
So let me kind of I guess cover it in two different ways. So in my view, if you think of your business as your baby, right? You go through, you nurture it, you got to develop it to try to make sure that your business is going to grow healthy and strong and be able to produce. So eventually it can take care of you as much as you've taken care of it, right? Well, the chamber can be that village to try to make sure that you've got that support system. So if you've got questions about marketing, if you've got questions about getting your licenses, if you've got questions about almost any area of your business, the chamber is designed to really put together resources and make connections for you with individuals that can kind of help you to make sure that your baby can grow to
a full-grown adult. We want your baby to grow to a full-grown adult. Because in order to you got to take that baby into an adult so we can now take care of you.
You got it. You got it. And so we put on different workshops. Again, we kind of go through and make contacts. We've got relationships with the city and try to make sure that we provide opportunities for individuals to talk to some of the people behind the scenes in the city who are making things happen. So that, again, as things are happening, you're a little bit more in the loop. You're a little bit more educated about what might be beneficial, what might be detrimental. And you've got an opportunity to at least put a name with a face with those individuals who are working in the city to make things happen so that you can, hopefully have your voice heard, but at least you know who to talk to, whether you decide to, take advantage or not.
Amen. And Natasha, you want to add to that in any kind of way? You want to put a little spin on it?
I feel like, I feel like the people's commitment to the chamber will help stimulate the local economy through the programs, the events, the services that we have. Also, it gives the opportunity to promote businesses. So it'll help, with your clientele, things like that, if you're a part of the chamber. A lot of times, I think actually Chris said this once before, like the chamber is really the go-to. So if someone is coming into the community, the chamber should be like the one-stop shop where they can come to find out everything that's going on in the community. And if you're listed there, then you'll be in the know. So
yeah, that's very important. That we, as you can see, I just put up. We need each other. We must band together. I think at this point in time, with all, I want to ask you. This is a good question for you, both of you, really, but especially you. Does politics play a role in our economics, you think?
Absolutely. So at this point, being a newer chamber, we don't have as strong of an impact on politics. But the Georgia Chamber, which we are a federated member of the Georgia Chamber, which means that our members have access to the Georgia Chamber of Commerce's events, plays a very heavy role in politics. So they will go through and sometimes lobby or put together information to talk to our local representatives. But depending upon what our local, for in our case or whatever, our mayor and our city council representatives, give the thumbs up or the thumbs down, can determine very heavily what businesses are allowed into our community and what businesses are pushed away. Which businesses are attracted because they feel like there's a good opportunity for them to grow and develop, and what businesses say, this is not the place for us. So politics plays a very, very heavy role, because if you've got individuals that are, whether it's in local government or, national, if you've got individuals who are very pro-business, it can be, a very positive thing, as long as, the communities that they're serving are being listened to, and the businesses that the community wants are supported by the individuals who are in those elected positions.
Yeah, how you feel about that, Natasha?
The same. Yeah, I agree with everything Chris just said.
And I want to add to that, because I know for a fact, because I'm a politician, even though I don't really like politics, and I really don't like politicians, but I get along with people that get along with me. You know what I'm saying? That like me for who I am. But because it's such a young chamber, because it's such a young city, I think we need to work a little bit closer together to really blend those two where it can be effective. Because most people don't trust politics because it's all what's in it for them,
Mm-hmm. And I'll give you. Yeah, I can kind of give you a viewpoint on that. So there's definitely benefit in there being some cohesiveness between the chamber and local government. But you want them to definitely have two separate identities. And the reason being is because if the chamber takes a stance, or for instance, if our member said, hey, we don't want XYZ company to move into the community, but the council or the mayor or whoever says, we think that they should be here, or they don't take a stance of opposition against whatever business, we need to be able to stand on our own. And if you're too, if you're bound together too closely, then it makes things really awkward when you butt heads.
Yeah.
if you're operating as two organizations, then you both can have your own opinions and can stand firm on different things that you really and truly believe very strongly in, without having to worry about a relationship necessarily being destroyed per se.
Right, because destroyed, that's a good word.
Yeah. So it's good for them to have a very close relationship, but not necessarily one that's one identity.
Amen. Now I will say this: I do. I'm a very busy guy, but I know this. I have some great ideas that we can implement, and they're really good quality ideas. And so I'm looking forward to meeting you. So maybe Natasha, and maybe we can make that happen.
Yeah.
With phone calls, and we make that happen. At this point, I just want to give both of you the opportunity. I'm going to go ladies first, and we're going to say, what do you want my audience to take away? So, because when they click it in, they click it in and out. So they come back and they read. So I need both of y'all to put information in that feed as well, so that people can get in touch and follow. But what is it that you want my listeners to know about you, Natasha, right now?
Well, actually, I just kind of had a couple of tips as far as like being an entrepreneur, being a mompreneur. The first thing I want to say that is, if that is something that someone is very passionate about, then they need to have a changed mindset. If they want to play at a new level, they need to just change kind of how they do things when it comes to being an entrepreneur. Also, I would suggest that you have an A team. And what I mean by that is your circle has to change sometimes. You have to have people in your circle that there's a two-way street. If I come to you for advice, you can return it, or vice versa. And then also know your weaknesses. So if you're weak in an area when it comes to your business, you may need to kind of hire someone to handle that stuff for you versus, getting stuck in that. So know your weaknesses and act on it. So those are just a few tips that I have as far as being an entrepreneur or mompreneur.
Well, I also want to make sure before you go off the air, because there's not too many Black beauty supply stores. And I don't know if you know some numbers. I mean, how many is probably in this area, but I don't see that many of them. And I like to tell people again where you're located, so that they come with support. And if you don't have something that they need, are you willing to get it for them?
Oh, absolutely. So on both parts, there's only about 3% Black-owned beauty supply stores across the United States. And I want to say this was in 2017. The ownership was 86% buying, accounting for 54 million of the 63 million spent in 2017. So that was really the reason that I decided to get involved, because the playing field wasn't level for Black businesses. And the thing is, they're spending the most money. African Americans are spending the most money in this industry. So we should have at least a equal playing field, but we don't. So right now it's about 3%. It's weird because since I've opened the store, I want to say 2 additional Black-owned beauty supply stores have opened up locally in this area. So that's always amazing. And I've actually been in communication with both, and we're kind of, we kind of do a few things together. We've, been in communication and kind of helping each other out with different stuff. So that's a big deal. The other thing is the same thing with property management. Property management companies are typically owned by middle-aged white men. I am probably the only Black woman-owned property management company in this area. There are no others that I know of, and I pretty much know all of them. So typically you will find that middle-aged white men own property management companies. There is very few women owned, but there are about 3 or 4 in this area that are women owned. But I am the only African American. So yeah.
Yeah. And I agree. And now you see the post I just made. We need to take advantage of this economic shift now. We can't wait anymore longer, family. We got things to do. Listen, I'm not anti-white. I'm just happen to be pro-black. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pro-Afrocentric. Now I really believe that the economy as a whole will benefit as the black dollar rise. Because black money does matter, you know, and it really helps the economy as a whole. If we making more money, we have more money with the other, our counterparts. I mean, Koreans happen to be one of my number one money makers. But I mean, more money collectively off, my brothers and sisters. But in terms of being outside my race to make my money, that's what I do. I deal with the Arabs, I deal with the Jews, I deal with all of them, the Africans, the Canadians, all of them. So we need to know that our money matters, but we have to spend more of our money in our own community. Okay, folks? Let's do that. Okay, Brother Chris, take us home, baby.
All right. So a couple things. One, you all made some very great points. Generally speaking, when it comes to the African-American dollar, it doesn't really stay in our community very long. And I can't remember all the stats and stuff like that off the top of my head, but it's very important. It's very critical for us to spend as much as we can with people who look like us, just like you said, or whatever, definitely don't. I'm not anti-white, but you want to make sure that you are supporting Black businesses. Why? Because your parents, your brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, daughters, sons, could at one point be these entrepreneurs that need support, and you want them to grow up with that mindset that they want to try to find and spend money, they want to find things in their own community and ideally spend money there to hopefully help those businesses flourish. And then the other thing, if COVID hasn't taught you anything else, owning a business is a very essential part of, your financial. It should be a very essential part of your financial well-being.
Absolutely.
In order for you to be able to leave a true legacy, you need to own something that you can pass on to your family. And whether they decide that they want to do the same business, the same field that you're in or not, having your children see that you own a business, that you operate, allows them to pick up skill sets that they're not going to get in school. My wife has a business, an earring business, and she works with some wholesalers. And it's just funny to hear my 7-year-old talk about working with a wholesaler to do some dresses. But those aren't conversations. That's not things that would come into her mind if she didn't hear her mom talking about them. So it's critical that you have an opportunity to build a business, and the chamber can be a resource to help you do that. Whether you decide that the chamber is for you or not, it's going to put you in a room with other business owners or like-minded individuals who want to see you prosper, who want to share information, and that can allow you to gain that insight that you might not have otherwise had.
Yeah.
Whether it's the Stonecrest Chamber or any other chamber, take advantage of organizations that are geared towards helping you build and develop your business, so that whether you have a business now or you are a futurepreneur, we want to give you the resources, plant that seed inside of you, that whatever you had in your mind that was festering that you thought might potentially be a business.
Yeah.
If that doesn't end up being a business, you might have something else that gets sparked because you're around individuals who are pushing you to do better.
Yes, I hear that. And, one of the things you had said about, leaving a legacy for your children, your children's children. What makes Heavenly Body products and Chronicle so unique is that we're leaving legacies for the community, the children. Okay? I'm not just leaving this for my children. I'm leaving for all y'all children.
There you
So
go.
I want to meet your son because I have a massive warehouse behind this wall right here. So he's gonna love what I got back there. You know, I'm looking forward to Natasha and getting together. I want to invite you to the warehouse so you can take a tour, you know, and see what we're doing down here. And thank you, Natasha, for the newsletter and the PPE. I got a lot of gloves, masks, sanitizer, so disinfectant. So I have it right here at Heavenly Body Products.
I just wanted to say really quickly, Chris, is when you mentioned the black dollar circulating, when I was doing the research for my ebook about the beauty supply store, that's what really made me decide to be intentional about where I spend my dollars. Just like you both said, like I'm not, anti anyone. However, I am pro my people and pro my community. And the same way that, whites, Jewish, Asians, and all of them, they keep their money in their community. They shop within their own community, within their own people. But it was kind of sad for me to see when I was doing the research. And I want to say it was a business journal who had posted it at the time. The black dollar only stayed in the black community for 6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours. It wasn't a day. It was 6 hours. Whereas in the white community, it stayed for 17 days. For the Jewish community, it was about 20 days. And for the Asian community, it was 30 days. So that's why I feel like, as a Black woman, as a mompreneur, as a mom that has Black sons and a Black daughter, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I have the beauty supply store, the property management company. Because like you said, sir, I'm leaving a legacy for my children's children, but also by having these, businesses and even the foundation, like I have mentees under me that, that I mentor to assist them with starting their own business, or if they already have their own business, kind of helping them to get to the next level or something like that. And even with the beauty supply store, we have a franchise. So, that'll help someone else's family. But yeah, we have to do better in our own community first. Because it starts at home. It starts at home. And money lasting for only 6 hours in our community is unacceptable.
No, but that's why this is so significant, this meeting tonight, because, before you know, it's going to be 7 hours. It's going to be 8 hours. So, I tell people, we know what the problems are, but we need to work on the solutions. And once we work on the solutions, it's going to change. I've changed the economy already. And not saying the great me. I'm saying I'm doing my part to make sure I stimulate the economy. And I'm getting ready to do it again with Chronic Killer. We're getting ready to push Chronic Killer, right through this community like a tidal wave. And that's the way it's going to happen. And once we do Chronic Killer, the Heavenly Body Products will come right behind it. So I really appreciate what we're talking about, and we can see what we said. Black people do support each other. We really do. Yeah. And Black dollars do matter. And I treat my business like a ministry. You know what I'm saying? I minister to God's people. The other group, they do spend money in other areas. They spend money with me. I probably make about $300,000-$400,000 a year just off Koreans alone. So they are spending money with us, but do it like I tell people all the time. Do you have the products? Do you have the service that they want? Yeah. That they need? Mm-hmm. Once you develop a need, then they're ready to support. So, but that's collaboration. So if I have this knowledge of making that kind of money with another people, I think we need to come together and say, how did you do that? And how can we all do it?
Absolutely.
I want to thank Natasha. We need to know about your shop. Where's your shop again?
Okay, the beauty supply store, 80 Beauty and Hair, is located on Klondike Road in Klondike Plaza at 1410 Klondike Road, Suite H, and that's in Conyers, Georgia. We deliver, and we also ship. So if you want to order online, we ship anywhere across the United States. We also ship internationally, so you can visit us at 80beautyhair.com to order online. yeah, come and visit us, or go to our website and check us out.
Hey, Chris, come on, give us a website or something for your companies.
So, so the first and foremost, of course, stonecrestchamber.com. So www.stonecrestchamber.com. My insurance agency is ChristopherSeabrook.com. So ChristopherSeabrook.com. And then I'll plug my wife's business. So she's got a business, Vanity Muse.
Feed, but go ahead, plug your wife. Let's do it.
Vanity Muse. So VANITYMUSE.com. That's her earring business.
That's what kind of business is that?
She has an earring business. So
okay, cool.
Statement piece earrings. It won't let me write in the comments though.
Yeah, well, it will in what you get on the Facebook. Natasha.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And if anyone in this community, Stonecrest, Conyers, Covington, if you're looking for a property management company, visit www.thomaswilliamsmgt.com. Thomas Williams Management. Look us up.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I love you guys. I appreciate you more. Before you go, hey, everybody out there, I want to say I hope that God continues to bless every step and every breath you take. Stay in peace, not in pieces. And I just hope and I pray that you take care of yourself and each other. Have a great night, everybody. Peace, love, and community service. And remember, when you master community service, you will master customer service. Have a great night, everybody. Don't hang up, you two. Stay in there.
All right. Good night.
God bless y'all. Have a great night, everybody. Peace and love.